Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Hello everybody and welcome to Yeni and the Squirrel. Today we're going to be doing episode 4 of Smissmass. And we're going to be playing Demo Man with the festive set and the ham, because I never have a festive melee weapon. Who even has a festive melee weapon? I don't think they actually exist anymore. They're a long fabled thing that has once existed, but now no longer does. But as you're probably going to be able to tell from this video, my demo is not up to scratch, and just talking about why it's not up to scratch, we're going to be talking about competitive TF2. I feel like these Smissmass videos have been slightly aimless, and that is kind of how I want them to be, because it's sort of supposed to be just about just doing some casual live commentary around Christmas, which is what they've been since we've done them, and that's a critical soda popper. But instead, I kind of want to talk to just a little bit about competitive, because CSGO has seen some weird changes in the last week, and they added a new gun in the winter offensive, and they pretty much changed how rifles work. Well, they did change how rifles work, and they also reworked all the pistols. And it changed the balance of the game, and a lot of people weren't happy on Reddit and in general. Just in the community, it was pretty poorly received, to say the least. But some 2 days later, they have taken back all changes made in that update, apart from adding the R8, but I mean it's nerfed to shit, so nobody gives a crap about that gun anymore. The hype's over. But apart from that, we have now been left with everything the way back where it was, and that, to me, is how I feel like TF2 with all the weapons, it's going to be just impossible to balance in a way that adding a new gun, which I feel like they should do more than they do. I mean, I feel like they barely do it at all at the moment, and it should be like an infrequent sort of thing that happens, but I don't know, that's just my view on it. But TF2 competitive has been up in the air for so long now, and just now we finally starting to see some, if you want to call it real progress. I don't think there's any real physical evidence of anything really fully happening yet. Is this a spy? See, my pill accuracy is not good as demo, but it was a spy. Finally we're starting to see some form of maybe getting some work towards a competitive game mode happening. A beta pass has been given to certain players, and there is finally a menu for it, which I actually did mention a couple of videos ago, which is kind of cool just to see the fact that they're starting to get some HUDs and stuff together for having a competitive game mode. But ultimately we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because a competitive game mode it has taken so long to make already, and it's something that I just want to see in the game by Christmas. It's like they add skins to the game again, and it's just you get to a point where you know it's coming. It's like I've waited for so long, and I just know that this is happening again and again and again. So it's something that I really cannot wait to get to fully experience. But competitive could be tomorrow, or it could be another 6 months after they announce it again and again and again, and it's on their top priority, yet they keep adding skins. But I mean, the Christmas update still isn't here. It is the 16th when I'm recording this, 16th of the 12th, and if I go to the menu, we've got some Arkham Knight, we've got some no contracts, because every time there's a new one, they go within a week, and you just sort of get left disappointed that you haven't gotten the gold coin or whatever, gold Halloween severed head, or some new cheesy thing. But the competitive side is just going to be so hard to sort of I just want it to be out. I want to experience it. I want to get a feel of TF2 getting a competitive scene that isn't third party. I mean, you think that wouldn't affect the game in a way, but the amount of players that that sort of creates this separated fan base. I guess, not talking from experience, I feel like the same thing would sort of happen to CS Source, where you have to play ESEA or external third-party programs in order to play a proper competitive experience, where otherwise you're playing in 10v10 casuals, and that sort of thing is like not what you're looking for. You really want to get that sort of that everybody has, like anybody can jump in, and that's what those low ranks are for. And I feel like that kind of thing, TF2 is so much more fun in competitive. And like, if you haven't tried it and you're like impatient for getting something like a competitive mode, just sign up for, if you're in Australia, there's a great website called Oz Fortress, and they host a Highlander, Sixers, they host everything. I mean, if you want to play some form of competitive TF2, they can host a server for that. I mean, there's a fucking PAN-only tournament, and like, when are you going to get that when officially hosted? So try these things. I do recommend playing around with competitive in TF2, because, I mean, a lot of the time you're going to have more fun than playing CSGO comp. I mean, in my history of playing TF2 comp, which, to be honest, is fairly short in how long I've been playing the game for, it's the most fun I've had playing the game, and you make like people that you know, and it's actually just like, and I want that to be open to everybody. I don't want you to have to find a team and go through this like rigorous, like the only reason I ever got into a team was because some guy asked me. I had no interest of playing, and I would not go on like a forum, and Oz Fortress forum, to find a team or whatever, which a lot of people do, and that's pretty much like the only way you're finding a team, is to sign up on like Oz Fortress forums and look for a team. Whereas I was lucky enough to like get somebody say, hey, I'm starting a team, you want to come play? You want to just come play TF2 like a casual game, but instead just play it in a competitive environment. And I mean, isn't that like what you want in a game? Whereas instead you're sort of left with this huge segregation where everybody who plays TF2 is playing it because they want to play. They're only playing like 24/7 Dust Bowl servers, and who wants to play 24/7 Dust Bowl? I mean, Dust Bowl gets like, Dust Bowl is the Dust 2 of TF2, if you don't know, and that's like a CSGO reference. So if you don't know CSGO, it's like the only map people play. It's like the noob-friendly map. Like that's the best way I can describe it. Noob-friendly map. And I mean, it's not a bad map. Dust Bowl is far from being a bad map. I don't think there's any TF2 maps that I'd call bad maps. Maybe Steel. Steel is not a good map. They've worried about manpower being too confusing or whatever. No. About the snow map they released with End of the Line being too confusing. What about freaking CP Steel? Somebody who worked on that needs to get a life. That's a lot of work that goes into making CP Steel. If you don't know what it is, it's essentially a bloody maze of a map. It's just a disgusting map. No, it's actually pretty fun, especially when you get people who know what they're doing, because you can sort of capture the last point without having to capture any of the original ones. I'm taking the hammer, bro. I don't think you can just swoop in. But playing this class, even though I said like I am shit at it. Like you can see, like, I don't know how to handle soldiers rushing at me. I just don't know how to play the class. But Demo is a strong class, and there's a place for all the classes in competitive, and that's why I feel that TF2 as a casual competitive game, where you don't need a third-party host or whatever, like I'd consider CSGO a pretty casual competitive experience, because at least in their client version, because you don't actually need anything. You don't need prep. You don't need to sit around, create a team composition like League. I'd say League ranked is more tryhard than CSGO ranked, just as a general statement. But TF2 is perfect for that, because there's no bad class. They're balanced. The classes aren't, this one is better than this one. That's not a thing that happens in TF2. That's just not how the classes work. They're all, they're not equal for different tasks, but they all have their place in the game. They're all in the game for a reason. So it's good to see that, hopefully, in the future, that was a lot of damage. A competitive experience can be added that allows everybody to play the class they want. And I mean, I hope that is Sixes, because Sixes is a good game mode compared to Highlander. Highlander always seems clustered to me. But despite all this all this ranting and talking and discussing, I think that's going to be this video. So thank you all very much for watching. Remember to subscribe for more days of Smissmass and Team Fortress 2 live commentary, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.